Welcome to Untitled Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Sagittarius for April 2021. So we'll be in the element of fire, which is the home of Aries. And happy birthday to the Aries people, but this is for your cousin Sagittarius. So let's see how you fare in fire, Sag. Moving quickly through stuff. It's your theme. So we have the card of it. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is, Sag. So be aware. All that glitters is not gold for the next 4 weeks. So we're talking... It's the 13th of March now, so we're literally talking from 21st of March through to about the 20th of April is the time of Aries, so encompassing those 4 weeks. So if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's the card of illusion, the Seven of Cups. And it's also a card that means you can't have everything. You can have maybe 1 or 2, but you can't have it all. A common failing of humans, we always want it all. Why can't we have it all? Okay, let's see where you are right now in terms of that. And we have the Ace of Wands, which is new beginnings, energy to burn. Absolute. It's one of your cards, as it's a Wands card, a fire card. Lots of good energy coming through, as you'd expect in a fire element of fire time. Things moving rather quickly too with all that energy, obviously. So Sagittarians do like to be on the move, keep on the move. They feel quite out of sorts if it's not like that, because they're forced to contemplate other things. However, also for younger sets, Ace of Wands is fertility as well. So just make sure with all this energy that you've got in abundance this next 4 weeks, using it wisely, and don't forget, don't get sucked into things that seem really too good, because there's going to be a catch. Let's see what is influencing that, Sagittarius, and indeed will influence the whole spread. 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands talks about, it's a bit like a marathon, the 9 of Wands. It's having really sort of persevered with something, so much to the point that you're quite exhausted, and you think, when is this cycle going to finish? So it's like 41 Ks in of a 42K marathon, and you just have to draw on that last bit of adrenaline that your body gives you to get over the line. So it's sort of saying you are going to get over the line. It has been a struggle, whatever that may mean to you, but you'll definitely get through. And 9s always symbolise the completion. So there is an end point. So use that energy, I would suggest, of the Ace of Wands to get yourself over that line, whatever it takes. Let's see the background. So sort of February, March, what's been going on there in the time of water. Introspective water. We had the King of Coins. So the groundedness of the King of Coins is, the King of Coins is very much a earth person, but he's very much a person too that will just advise you to just keep going, get it finished, finish it off properly, don't give in too soon, just keep going. He's the stayer of, if he was a racehorse, he'd be a stayer. He'd stay, he stays in for the long run. He doesn't quit. Very earthy energy too with the King of Coins. He represents a male, could very well, I would imagine, represent a male figure in your life who I always see him as the father in a way, because the father would say, oh, come on, you know, you're not going to give up now. You've got to keep going. So he's the voice of reasons in many respects. But that also can come from us, or we can females talk to a male counterpart. And males are often very practical people. And if you want some really good advice with no frills, ask a man. They'll give it to you straight and brief, concise. So that's what I'm suggesting he's doing there. If you can't relate to him as somebody in your circle that you would go to for some very succinct, brief, good advice. Recent influences. And we have 3 of coins. So working well with others. Good solid foundation. So indeed, if this is a work issue, very much a ground and material life issue, this isn't about relationships really. Could be, it depends how you interpret it for yourself. I'm just your interpreter. But it's very much a Capricorn card, so it's earthy. It's about building things to move on. It's about having a solid platform. And moreover, it's about really sort of working well with other people and moving on up. So even with a work issue, if you've been feeling, oh my God, I'm never going to get to where I want to, these cards are suggesting, these earthy cards are suggesting that you will indeed, but it's about being a stayer. It's about staying for the long run, if you know what I mean. Also a very spiritual card as well. It's the card, as I was taught, of the teacher and the student. So which one are you this April? Are you the teacher or the student? Very much spiritual, so learning from others perhaps. Even they might be younger than you, they can still... Younger people can always teach. I always ask the younger people, how do you do that? How does that work? They can teach us, and conversely, we teach them. So it's a beautiful card in that sense, that we learn lessons from being able to put ourselves in either role, a teacher or a student. Let's see the lesson you'll be learning, Sag. Whoa, King of Swords. Now, talking of the King of Swords, now he's very much the smooth talker. He can talk you into anything. He can sell sand to the Arabs. He's usually a lawyer type. Very clear on the rules, very clear on how to get what he wants by talking. He's a very good negotiator, very clear in all those aspects of your work life. But in terms of the energy around, be careful. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. He can be one of those people, Sag, that can literally shift your perspective. He can, what's that word? Swing things. He can talk the talk, basically. So if this is relationship-wise or legalese-wise, anything like that, I'd suggest you really trust. For example, I'd go to him over him, because he can spin it. This one will just tell you exactly how it is. So you've got these two dynamic opposites here. You've got the Earth King and you've got the Air King. The Air King, be careful, because as I always point out to you here on this channel, why is he wearing all that armor? That sort of is, to me, when we're looking at tarot, and we're also looking at the pictures and what that means to you, but to me, why is he wearing the armor? Who is that person inside the protection? So in that way, positive, negative, yes, he's brilliant of mind, but just be using your own intuition this time, and we'll see why with the rest of the spread. So just saying. Okay, so near future, so going into, well, that first week of April Fool's Day, and that week we have the moon. So the moon is deceptive. The moon is very much a card of not everything is as it seems. There is a cloud and a fog around, so you need to be very careful about what you do with the moon, because the moon throws that sort of mist. So there's not too much clarity around with him, with her, sorry. Talks about dreams. It also talks about nighttime activities. Maybe, you know, just being extremely worried about something because you can't see the outcome. Now, when you can't see the outcome, the ideal solution would be just to wait until the fog lifts, so to speak. So, while the moon's around, you can't really get to the bottom of anything, and you're not meant to. You're sort of meant to be patient and wait to see till everything becomes clear again. And once again, you see he sits at the top. He's there telling you what you want to hear, and the moon's sort of warning you, yeah, just be prepared to wait. Also, dreams come through very strongly, obviously, with the moon, because they usually are nighttime activities. So I rest my case. Intuition very strong with the moon yet again, though, so you really have to rely on your intuition. Let's see what is directly linked with what's happening that you're not realising. Ten of Swords, so the end of a family curse, basically. So something that's had a bit of a difficult run with the 10. Family curse always comes to mind, family interactions. Really, you know, having struggles and difficulties with those close to you, especially by DNA ties, can be sometimes really frustrating and take quite a while to work themselves through. But you definitely are going to come to the end of this in this period of time. Say no more about the Ten of Swords. So it is the completion, it's the end product of a curse or a difficult situation. Let's see how others see you. The Ace of Coins. So they're not seeing you, they're seeing, oh look, they've got a great new future, they've got, they're cashed up, there's money available, there's new things coming in. They're doing really well, those Sagittarian people, very grounded, a new beginning coming through. It's interesting how it all sort of works out, how we see ourselves and then how others see us. But definitely, once again, we have this earth quality of coins coming through quite strongly for this month. And that we have the second ace, so you've got two aces, which is always quite a good sign in a reading. What you're feeling positive about, yeah, you're on your path no matter what, so just keep trawling through, Sag. This is just the way it is, and you've just got to sort of tick off those boxes and keep moving through, keep moving forward, knowing that it's sort of teaching you something and you're getting somewhere. At least you're not stagnant. And it's, you know, especially with the Seven of Cups, it seems too good to be true. You just keep moving past it. Say no thanks, I don't really want your offer. It's just not my deal at the moment. The outcome. And we have the Chariot. So the emotional discipline really gets learnt. And then we have victory and success. So we can sort of sidestep all these little minefields that we can see, the moon, the Seven of Cups, King of Swords for the next 4 weeks. You can come out on top having really disciplined yourself emotionally, not fallen foul of an offer or somebody sort of talking you into something and you're thinking, feeling inside, no, this is just all wrong. It's just wrong. So you will be rewarded by the time we move into Taurus with that emotional discipline, that you did it your way and you were cautious of any sort of roadblocks. You just believed in yourself. Okay, so I'll just give you your additional advice card, Sag. We really have run over time, sorry. Desires. The root of all suffering is desire. The steady stream of human desires are directing you away from the beauty of the present moment to the fantasy of the future, taking you away from the appreciation of what you've got with what you've got and what life is offering you right now. I'm sorry, but my salt lamp is slowly destroying some of these. I need to get the new set. That's it, number 15, desires. So yeah, just be careful. Just really use your intuition and wise advice this month and sidestep anything that may seem a bit too good to be true. Thank you, Sag.